Hello, and you know, my name is Monet, and I'm gonna just start this YouTube thing over again. I want to just be real, authentic, um, and just myself. I feel like when I first started wanting to do YouTube, and I started back in like 2016, 2017, when I first moved to California. I think I may have done a few videos before that, but I wasn't like really taking it like serious at all. But when I first started putting like thought into um having a YouTube, it was like 2016, 2017 when I first moved to California. And I was trying to portray myself to like have it all together, to know what I'm doing in life, have the perfect setup, the perfect lighting, and all that type of stuff. But I wasn't, that my life wasn't put together at that time. Like, I was just starting out in a new city, a new state, a new region, and there was a lot that I learned. And I just so wish that I would have just been real and upfront with like really what I was going through, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people could have connected with me and could have related to what I was going through and what God was doing in my life. But instead, I just kept waiting and waiting for everything to be put together so that I could come already put together. Because when you think about it, like, that's what YouTube was about. Like, everyone seemed to have it together. But in actuality, they were just all starting out, and everyone started from one point. So I was just trying to like portray myself to be somebody, or be at a point in my life that I wasn't yet at. And yeah, like I said, I was just waiting and waiting for like an opportunity to that I felt was good enough to portray or show. And when I felt like God was taking me to the next level, then I wanted to share, what was going on in my life. But I so wish that I would have just documented everything, because I learned so much. And when you think back on it, like, you can't remember every little thing, but with God, I'm gonna just, ask Him to bring to remembrance what is important to share that I went through and all that type of stuff. But yeah, like, I want to get back into it. I think it's very beneficial, especially with what I think God wants me to do, moving forward in my life, just connecting with like-minded individuals and things like that. Like, I have to, excuse me, I have to show myself. And I can't wait until I'm pulled together. I can't wait for the right moment. When God says go, go. And I do feel a strong impression. I don't know if it's from me or from God, to be honest with you, but I feel a strong impression to record and post and not try to be all put together, and just be my true self in the season that I'm in. And with that being said, like, the season that I'm in is totally different. Not, I'm sorry, my eyes are very sensitive for some reason right now. Let me get a wipe so that I'm not just wiping it dry, because I don't want to do that. Excuse me. Okay, that's better. But anyway, speaking of the season that I'm in right now, I'm in a very different place that I thought I would be in. Um, I probably will talk about it in another video, because I want to just keep videos short and sweet now. And I am, like, I talk a lot. Like, I can talk a lot. And I love talking. So anyway, it's just, I'm in a different season right now. And I feel like what God needs for me is authenticity. Authenticity. Um, because I am not only is it important to be authentic to others and what others portray, but it's important to be authentic to yourself, that you know that you're being your true self. And if I'm only my true self in a portion of my life, am I really being my true self? So I think that, you know, that's what I need to do. I'm like looking for something for my lips because like I'm talking a lot and my lips are getting chapped. Give me a second. Okay. But if you're, I think what I was getting at is that if you're not authentic with yourself, like it's hard to like take yourself serious basically, because I've been trying and fighting and pursuing this life style that I think that I'm supposed to have, that I've been kind of neglecting really where I am and where God has me, and like living in the now and appreciating where I am in the moment and being content in that. And I took it as like, I felt like God was telling me to be content and be appreciative of my life, but I took it like, well, I'm just gonna not do anything. Like, let me appreciate my life and not do anything, because I felt like me pursuing more while being content, I wasn't like truly being appreciative of where I am, because I'm looking forward, which honestly I feel like nothing's wrong with. But for me, I needed to um have a wake up call, basically, like view where I am right now, like look myself in the mirror. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking myself in the mirror and I'm like, I see you. I recognize where you are. I recognize what you've been through, and I recognize where you're going. But with me always being, optimistic and a dreamer and hopeful, I neglect where I'm at right now. Like, I neglect what I see. When I look in the mirror, I'm not looking at me. I'm looking at the future. But in order to get there, I have to recognize where I am. And I hope I'm explaining that. I haven't been able to explain it the best way, but I feel like this was just the best way that I could explain it. I wasn't recognizing where I was in life and that at that season, in that moment where I am right now, like currently. I have not, or was not recognizing. I am starting to recognize where I am, what I need to do, because like, yes, I can have all these dreams and aspirations, and God can and has spoken over me through many people. He's spoken to me about myself. I have so much to look forward to in my life, but I feel like I have been trying to get there without having the proper tools. So I'm thinking like, if I just believe hard enough, if I just, have faith enough, I'll get there magically. When in reality, I have to set certain routines, certain systems in place that will get me from point A to point B, then C, then D. And so I've been trying to go from A to Z, which God can do. miracles happen every day. But I also have to put in the work. And just because God said these things, yes, God can't lie, but I also have to do my part. And I can't just hope and believe without any action. And so I feel like through doing YouTube, like in the past, I've just been waiting for a good moment, press record, waiting for a good moment, press record so I can speak about it, versus showing my day-to-day stuff. And I always tell myself, I'm like, I only like to watch YouTube videos of people, or like if I'm looking for like a how-to, or how did you start your business, whether it's how to make something or how I got here. I don't like to see the end result and then like, okay, it take their advice from it because they're already in that place. I like to watch people who got it from the ground up. And I'm like, if I like that, why wouldn't I provide that for other people who also like that? And so it's just like crazy how I'm expecting and what I'm looking for, I'm not placing that on myself. And so with like I was saying with YouTube, what I'm expecting to do now is just show the raw, real, obviously as much as I want. Like I'm not obligated or feel obligated to show what I don't want to, but I feel like my outlook and my view of what I wanted from, YouTube it was warped, and that's not cool. um because in reality, my reality isn't everything works out perfect. God blesses me, he blesses me again. I keep going step by step. I also have to show like, and I feel like it's my job as a Christian to show it's not always mountain to mountain. God takes you from the valley to the mountain, to the valley, to the valley. It might be a season full of valleys and you don't no mountain in sight, but then he'll take you there. It's not, I'm not doing anybody any justice if I just show mountaintop to mountaintop. Because when they or and other people have their own walks, because in like I'm telling you, my view of everything is shifted. When people see my life, and if I only show mountaintop to mountaintop, they get inspired by my relationship with God and my life, and they too want to go after what they believe God wants for them. And they experience hardship. They experience valleys low. Monet didn't have valleys low. Monet just went from mountaintop to mountaintop. God, is there something I'm missing? Am I doing something wrong, God? Why am I in the valley so long? And so that's why I feel like God is like halting me, like, no, if you want people to view your life and be inspired and accept me into their hearts, you have to show them all. You have to show them everything. And I feel like I was doing a disservice. I wasn't like, I can't say that God did something for me if I'm not really showing what he really did for me, you know? And so I am excited to, have this journey and to do it the right way. And even if the right way is wrong or I make mistakes, it's still or if the right way feels wrong at times, or if I make mistakes, I'm going to continue to go, because it's important to show all of what God is doing so that he gets all the glory. And that when other people are going through something, they don't give up because it doesn't look like what somebody else went through. And even still, me showing everything or whatever the journey that God's want me to share, even with that, it's still not going to look like, it's important that you know that it's my life journey is not going to look like yours. God is so amazing, so big, gracious, that he has given each of us a individual, specific, personal journey just for us, that it's not going to look like somebody else's. So don't be discouraged by that either, but also just be encouraged that if you know that you're following God and you're doing what you're supposed to do, like all of what you're supposed to do, especially the last thing he told you to do, which again, there's so many things to talk about, but if you ever, I'm going to leave you with this and I'm going to be done. If you ever feel stuck and you feel like you can't hear from God, listen to the last thing he told you to do. The last thing he told you to do it. That's the best advice I've ever heard. I don't remember who I heard that from, what, where, when, but that was the best advice, because I always would be like, oh God, I can't hear you, or I would just say to myself, I can't hear God, talk to friends, I'm praying but I don't hear anything back. The best advice I received was, if you feel like you can't hear God, remember the last thing he told you to do. Did you do it? Did you do it completely? If you can't remember, ask God. God, revealed to me the last thing you told me to do. My last instructions from you. Do that. And the next that will be revealed. And that's what I'm going through right now. So I'm excited. And I'll share more. But again, I don't want these videos to be too long. But yes, I'm excited for this year and what it will bring, and just the awareness. And yeah, so thanks.